Alright, I wanted to watch a Runaway Siren video because so there was a video that was posted I think today, and she passed away. People were saying type 1 diabetes, and this would have been her last actual video. Yeah, I'm not showing the actual last video, which is a friend of hers announcing, but yeah, this video is called Out of Empathy. I think I actually saw this and like put it on my watch later, and then like this morning I saw the new video. But yeah, didn't know her myself, but I've watched some of her videos. I like them. So I don't know, let's have a look.
Empathy fatigue is a person's inability to care. It's the negative consequence of repeated exposure to stressful or traumatic events. It can manifest both emotionally or physically. While typically this refers to people working in a compassionate care field such as healthcare or social work, it can also refer to the apathy that occurs after being expected to care about various issues for a long period. For example, the numbness that occurs from being constantly bombarded with bad news. For those of us who oppose gender ideology,
yeah, I guess we're kind of saying, we're kind of talking about being desensitized to things. The kind of trans rights shit, you do run the risk of starting to desensitize people to what you're trying to say are big problems, but yeah.
There is often a core of compassion at play. The impact of transitioning, hormones, surgeries, and social changes are immense on an individual, and typically the result of untreated distress, be it from external factors like homophobia and misogyny, or internal ones like depression, anxiety, or PTSD. We are expected to remain calm, kind, and collected despite being threatened in many ways, despite the stupidity, misogyny, and homophobia of our opponent's arguments, and despite the repetitiveness of it all. Empathy is necessary. It's an admirable trait. But at a certain point, are we not allowed to just be tired? Tired of saying the same basic arguments. Tired of defining woman. Tired of arguing points that we all know to be true. Tired of pointing out misogyny, homophobia, and sexism and being told that it's our fault for noticing it. Tired of endless compassion for people who ultimately choose to go down this path and perpetuate the cycle to others by lying, bullying, and profiting off of gender identity. The following is a collection of TikToks which exemplify exactly why I and many other radical feminists and just plain old regular people are tired.
See, am I here? Oh! See, this is like mean, but I don't know. Do we need to force trans women in front of everyone? Do we need to dangle a man in front of people and be like, yeah, what about this? When it's like a dating thing? Like, are you not just kind of using this person in a way, in a pretty gross way, actually? And then we all complain about the guy doing this. Yeah, she was like 23 or something. Like, Jesus, I'm like over 10 years older than her. It's terrifying. I guess you never know. You just never know, you know what I mean? Like how long you have.
How many times in this channel have I had to say the phrase, sexuality is not activism? Honestly, I've been talking about this for what, going on 5 years now? And it's been the same conversation. Of course, I feel that the majority of people facing pressure to date trans-identified individuals, particularly trans-identified males, are lesbians or women. But the truth is, everyone of all sexualities are being forced to basically say, I see you as the gender you're cosplaying as. Therefore, I will prove it by having sex with you, which at its core is rape rhetoric. And I'm so very tired of
yeah, no, I'm in my 30s. I'm 34.
Having to explain that to people, of having to explain that not explaining your biological sex to someone before you corner them in a bedroom is predatory. I'm tired of explaining that no, it's not bigoted to say, no, you're not my type. I'm so very tired of this conversation.
It's true. Listen, I'm trans. Like, when I was dating, when I used like dating sites and stuff, like, yeah, I guess you could say that I was like targeting like lesbians or whatever, but I was completely upfront on my profile, and like anyone that wasn't wanting to like date a trans woman did not have to talk to me. And if someone says, oh hey, you're not my type, I think you're a man, then it's like, oh, okay, I'll just talk to someone else then. I mean, you have to bear in mind as well, I would call myself a woman back then. Like, I was more in the ideology, I guess, even if it wasn't really both feet in at any point. But yeah, like, how can I begrudge someone if they don't want to date me? Like I just move on. What's the point? You know what I mean? I moisturize with TRE. Tears. Yeah, maybe.
And I'm tired of the women in this video who aren't going to be the ones pressured to date this trans-identified male. So it's very easy for them to make a stand, a very performative stand.
It's rude as hell, but like, why are we not talking about the fact that we constantly need to like dangle trans people in front of like other people and expect them to be cool with it? And then someone suggests that they're not, and then it's a problem in a different way. I just think the whole thing is gross. Like, it comes across rude, but like, really my problem isn't quite as much with that guy as the way it's set up and the way we're constantly used in that way. Is Charlie woke? I don't know how to answer that without getting in trouble, to be honest with you.
Because it will never affect them. And to be quite honest, that peer pressure, that unflinching support without thinking it through, I'm tired of it. You can't call yourself uneducated on it because it takes about 5 seconds of thinking.
Mr. Clacker, I don't know how funny that's going to come across because this person died like yesterday.
To come to the conclusion that some people are straight.
I don't know any trans people who would force a transphobe to date them. We're not talking about transphobes. We're not talking about forcing transphobes to date trans people. We're talking about anyone. We're talking about the idea that you're somehow bigoted or transphobic if you won't date a trans person. See, what you're doing and what so many other people do, and which I will continue to scream about until people finally start getting into their heads, you're wording it in a way that nobody has put it. It's the same thing you did earlier. You worded something that I apparently said, which I've no idea, I can't remember, in a way that makes me sound bad. Trans people trying to force transphobes to date them. Nobody has said that. And that's not what the conversation is about. This is what I mean. Like, it's incredibly bad faith, but for some reason you get to do it. Why? Because you're trans? Like, you're just kind of lying. You're just kind of making things up that no one's saying. Like, please do actually quote people for once. That'd be amazing. Actually use the things that people say and argue against them. You'd do a million times better.
Some people are gay. Most people are attracted to one sex. And it's not bigoted to admit to that.
I don't even know why I panicked so hard.
It's okay.
It's just hair.
I mean, no, it's not.
What's going on here?
Are you ready?
Can I cry about it first?
Totally.
Is that a trans man? That's the least manly thing I've ever seen. And I just saw the guy that was on the last video. Jesus. Why be a trans man if you have like zero masculinity to you whatsoever? What's the point?
I've had a lot of shitty haircuts. I have a shitty haircut right now because pretty much every barber or hair salon I've ever gone to doesn't know how to cut mixed hair and fucks me up real bad. And you know what? I don't cry about it. I don't cry about the fact that I'm stuck with a shitty haircut for months because it is just hair. And the fact
I would think a dude who cares that much to be pathetic. Well, I don't know that person, do I? I try not to just slap labels on people just because they do one thing that I disagree with. And I disagree with him, but like, I don't know how, like what gets people to that point. I don't know how sick of trans people being dangled in front of him. Oh, make sure you're not a bigot. Make sure you're not a bigot. Are you going to be a bigot? Are you going to be a bigot? I'm pissed off that trans people are used that way. I find that really annoying. And I almost understand, like, I almost understand why people overreact, even if I don't agree with that overreaction. Does that make sense?
that this individual is having this whole performative, because let's not pretend that it's not performative, it's done in front of a camera. This is something that is
like a haircut. Yeah, I mean, she looks fine, but I mean, I don't know what she wanted with her hair, you know. I don't know what her preferred kind of look would be.
put on for an audience. this performance of anxiety over a change in appearance. I can go to the store and buy a new outfit without crying. I can get a haircut.
I don't slap labels on people I disagree with. Like 2 seconds after calling me a liar. Yes, because you keep misquoting people. Weird that you chucked that label on me so fast. It's because you lied. Are you just here to pick tiny holes in everything I say? Are you just here to hypocrisy hunt? Is this what you call trans rights? Is this what you call sticking up for your trans brethren? Like, I'm sorry that you're a man and somehow have neither testicles nor a spine. That's not my fault, though. And you lied. So if I'm going to call you a liar, it's probably because you fucking lied. Does that not make sense? Am I not allowed to call people a liar when they lie? When they misrepresent people? Am I not allowed to do that? I don't know. What's bizarre is you're acting like we know each other. I don't know who the fuck you are. You're acting like you've got some kind of grievance with me when I've never met you in my life. Again, like I said, my shit is linked. You can message me. You can ask me what I think of stuff. We can have a conversation. And you can actually try and reach across the aisle and understand why not every trans person thinks in lockstep. But because you're, I don't know, I don't want to assume that you're transphobic, but you're being transphobic by having a problem with me for thinking for myself. It's still transphobia to call other trans women men. I don't give a fuck if it's transphobia. I'm not talking about trans. I'm not talking about identity. I'm talking about biology. You're a man. I'm a man. That's just how it is. That's not transphobia. That's the truth. By the way, you're a man.
And go from long to short or put in braids without crying because guess what?
It's based fully on what you were saying here, on the lies and disinformation you were spreading about other trans women. What lies and what disinformation? You haven't given an example. Like, join the Discord and let's talk. I'm not doing this with you in the comments. I will just block you. Join the Discord and let's fucking talk. Put your money where your mouth is. Actually stand up for what you believe in, instead of sniping in my fucking comments. How about that? How about that?
But it is just a change in style. And I am so tired of pretending that little clips like these do not illustrate exactly what gender is to these people.
You've internalized retardation. I'm just going to time you out. Join my Discord and let's talk. Otherwise, fuck off. I don't give a fuck. Because why would I join a transphobe's Discord? Well, to actually stick up for your beliefs. To actually show what your problem is, instead of just sniping in my chat. I've timed you out. Let's talk, or get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck about what you think. You're just hypocrisy hunting. You're just slapping labels on me. Completely unnecessarily. Why? Because I called you a man, but you are a man. You're a grown male, presumably. What's wrong with that? Why is that transphobic?
For them, gender is appearance. Gender is aesthetic. Gender is the thing that you do to make yourself feel special. And I assure you, you are not.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to think this is a male? Am I supposed to think this is a man? Am I transphobic? Is Ivy from Southampton Trans Pride? I don't know. I know who the people that run it are. I tell you what, I can actually check very easily. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Let me just, because I don't know. These people always act like we've got previous, but I don't know any of these people. And even the people that I did know, I barely knew. So they come at me being like, oh, I was friends with you and now you're a bigot. And it's like, we were friends. I met you like 2 fucking times and had like a sum total of 1 conversation with you. What was your name again? What was your name again? What was your name again? Very, very bizarre that someone who knows my girlfriend is jumping in on this shit. Oh, thank you, Mother of Plants. I watched it yesterday, I think. Or maybe I watched it earlier. I can't actually remember. It's too long ago. I don't think I'm seeing this person offhand. I don't think they're someone that I have ever been anywhere near. They're just upset because I'm a trans person saying not what I'm supposed to, which is transphobic, by the way. You're a transphobe. You don't think that I can think for myself. You want me to think in lockstep. You want me to pretend that sex doesn't exist and that I'm a woman I'm not. That's just how it is. And this person is not a man. Like, I wouldn't even have to, like, the fact that they look like a fucking infant when they're clearly not. It doesn't even go that far. Just the way they're acting. Nothing about this has got anything to do with malehood. So why are you trying to appropriate masculinity when you have none? That makes no sense.
Are you feeling good about it?
I'm trusting the process.
Okay, you ready?
I know if I leave with the same haircut I've had, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. And it's like time to do something new.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything's fine in the world?
I'll say one thing. Maybe this person's autistic, doesn't like getting their hair cut. I don't like getting my hair cut either. Why do you think I look like this? I don't know. You just kind of deal with that shit, man.
Fine.
We're all doing great.
We're all doing great and everything's fine. But
You can
Kleenex,
cry the whole
please.
time. It's okay.
Thank you.
I guess internalized transphobia is when you're not deluded about what you are. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe internalized transphobia means you actually believe in science and reality. Maybe that's what it is.
I won't take offense. How does that feel?
Scary.
Fair.
This might be like a trust the process, trust your judgment thing.
Fair.
Like I did drive all the way here because I see you have this gift. Like,
Yeah.
And if I'm going to trust anyone to do this, it would be you.
I mean, I cut to people's head shapes, right? So
Yeah.
like, because you have a more prominent occipital bone back there, I'm not going to make it insanely round back there. So it's going to like make you look like you're wearing a helmet. I'm going to leave a little bit more weight up here because you need that to sit on top of the occipital bone. If I take it up too far, it's going to look really round and weird.
Yeah.
You ready to go for it?
Yeah.
Okay. What pronouns do you go by?
They, them.
What pronouns do you go by? Why would you talk to each other? Oh, they're a skate. Are you a skate? No, I don't think it's the same person. There's someone who I'm mutual friends with, and that happens to be my partner. I don't even know if that person's a skate, to be honest. Listen, Ivy Burrows, if you are in fact a skate, I'm really sorry that I've been so ableist towards you, because you can't help it. I understand. I'm not even from around here, by the way.
Let's do it.
Oh, I could have bet money on that one. They, them, because of course women can't just have short hair. It's impossible
Yeah, I thought it might have been a she, they. He, they, should I say. But no.
to be female and acknowledge that you're female while wearing flannel and having short hair. Never mind
I take the mask off and put it back on to get the cut. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. A skate is someone from the illustrious town of Portsmouth in the UK. Yeah, I have no idea. Listen, I wore a mask during lockdown when the height of the pandemic was going on. Managed to get it anyway. How amazing. But I'm not going to pretend that I understand any of this shit. Oh, Ivy Burrow, don't worry about it. Listen, your IQ isn't high enough to understand the concept of skate, so don't worry about it.
that you look like every other white, non-binary identified female out there. I swear to God, and you're chased to be different.
Oh, you actually are. Holy shit. Was that you? Did I just look at your profile? Listen, I didn't do it on here. I looked on a different thing. It's just confusing if you actually know my partner for some reason.
Different, to be special, to be individualistic. You have stumbled into looking the same. I could not pick you out of a crowd because you look exactly the same as Rebecca Sugar, Noelle Stevenson, and whatever other white non-binary.
Yes, because it's fashion. See, someone got it. Like, life isn't fucking fair, man.
Female out there. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of people coddling you and pretending that you are special for this.
Internalized transphobia is a control term, cognitive reality destroying term to keep people from healing from their GD. Yeah, maybe. Am I a chav? I'm a bit chav. Oh, sorry, I almost X my chat. I'm a bit chavvy. Maybe. I don't know. Ah, yes, that very masculine trait of crying when you get a haircut. Yes. Wait, the mask is off again. Don't get COVID. Jesus.
As a trans man, whenever I go to the gym and I'm wearing
As a trans man.
little shorts, and I tend to wear... As a trans man...
This is like... No offense, bro. I'm sure you're not a nonce. You just look a bit like one. Like, what is this? It's like something about the hair, the mustache, and the glasses all together. It's just disturbing in a way that I can't explain.
And whenever I go to the gym and I'm wearing little shorts, and I tend to wear my shorts pretty short at the gym because I'm gay.
No, what you mean is that you are a female who's attracted to men, so a heterosexual, but
You don't really get that many straight trans men, as it were.
one who fetishizes gay men and gay relationships, probably because you spend a lot of time reading yaoi and m/ as a teenager, and probably continue to do
Yowie. Someone's been called out. Someone's been called out. Anyway.
so today. And therefore you think all the stereotypes that other women who fetishize those relationships write are the things that gay men do, and
Noah Samson, look, yes, it's in right now.
yeah, you could have cut all that down to just, I'm a straight woman fetishizing gay men.
When I wear my little shorts to the gym, I always make sure that if I have a band-aid on my thigh from doing my T-shot, that I take it off before I go to the gym. Not because I think guys will see it and assume I'm transgender, but I'm like, guys might see the band-aid on my thigh, know that it's from doing testosterone, and assume that I'm doing testosterone as a steroid, which would be completely embarrassing given my physique.
Now, I'm not a man, nor do I date them, but I have
Doing testosterone and assume that I'm doing testosterone as a steroid.
Well, I mean, it's a steroid whether you're doing it because of that fact or not, right?
Which would be completely embarrassing given my physique.
Now, I'm not a man, nor do I date them, but I have been in the company of many men, and I can assure you that straight men are not looking at other men that closely to notice your band-aid, nor are they thinking about testosterone or assuming all the things that you're assuming they're assuming. In fact, they're not thinking about you at all. If they notice you, they're thinking, that's a very weird short man, and they're moving on with their day. It is cases like this that have me thinking, have you met
Growing number of trans men into dudes. Okay, fair enough.
a man before? Have you talked to one in a closed environment where they're completely honest about what they're thinking? Because I'm gonna be real here, there's plenty of great guys out there who are, people with thoughts and emotions and stuff, but the amount of men who will open up about the most outrageous things that you wouldn't expect as a woman, it's pretty high. And if I, as a lesbian, can be privy to this knowledge with just being in the proximity of a man who views you as man adjacent, I just feel like you've never actually talked to a man before to understand.
The thighs is the worst part ever. You're going to cripple yourself sooner or later. Outer quad is so dense, it's like injecting your calf. I have to trust you on that. I've never had to inject anything.
And how they actually think. Men in the audience, please tell me what you think on this one.
Like, imagine seeing me, who's not big. Like, I'm not big. I'm working on it, but I'm not, I'm not like, I'm juicing levels of muscle. I don't want guys to see me at the gym, see my little band-aid, and be like, that guy is taking steroids? That's embarrassing. Plus, I tend to use, little novelty band-aids.
Yeah, of course. Why use normal ones? Men don't do this. Men in general just want a fucking plaster. I have a very masculine, King Critical. King Critical is good. I like his stuff. Yeah, men just want, the fucking plaster. I have a very male kind of... This is the one room that... This is my kind of internal... what's the word? Interior decorating. And I have a very masculine kind of approach. As in, I just don't really give a fuck what any of this shit looks like. I just want walls that do what they're supposed to do. And, I just don't care. This is, out yourself as not a man without outing yourself as not a man, you know what I mean? Don't even tell me you're trans. And I'll figure it out just from this.
I don't want guys at the gym to look at me and say, this weird little gay guy is wearing a dinosaur band-aid over where he does his steroids, and his muscles are not even that big.
Aren't we supposed to be destigmatizing all this shit? Aren't you kind of contributing to, the stigma of, being an effeminate guy in some ways? using injections in case someone thinks it's roids, even though technically it is, because testosterone.
I would literally rather tell each and every single one of the men in the gym that I'm transgender than have them think that I'm being a freak
Oh, as if you haven't, bro. Come on.
about doing steroids.
Besides, your thighs probably do it for you, because it turns out like the lower half of like a trans man's physiology is generally quite outing, it turns out.
Kristen McKay wanted to pamper herself, get her nails and makeup done, but when she went to a salon, she says...
I'm sorry. There must be a reason why this is so low quality. This particular bit is so low quality compared to everything else. Is the source like this? So that no one can tell? So that no one can tell? Your hips and overall figure won't fool anyone, especially at a gym. Yeah, true. Like, what quality we got? 720? Holy fucking shit.
She was turned away. She believes it was because she's transgender.
I felt like I was a piece of garbage. I was worthless. She said I don't do...
I'm worthless because one place didn't want to do my nails. Amazing. White people problems. Once again. Love it.
men. I said I'm not a man, I'm a woman, I'm a transgender.
So let me translate for you here. Man goes to
Listen, if white people are so like conquering, all powerful, all this shit, then why so much of it? So why are so many of us such fucking pussies? You know what I mean?
to a cosmetician who says, I'm not comfortable doing services to a man, and man says, no.
r/MTF mod. Jesus Christ, I was looking at a post on there the other day about that Jaya Cruz person. Very disgusting.
Oh, I'm a woman, really. I'm a man with a fetish, but that makes me a woman. And she's like, no, I'm still uncomfortable. And he says, you're infringing on my rights, and instead of going to a different salon, I will just harass you, because that is the obvious solution to my problem. Harassing a woman.
Despite that, she says she was still refused service.
I mean, we were talking about figures just now. I'm sorry. Even with this kind of potato quality, we ain't looking at a woman. I'm sorry. Women don't look like this.
It is discrimination, and I'm a human being. I have rights, and people should know what people's rights.
This clown hat, what is going on? I'm so confused. I'm so fucking confused. I don't know. I just stumbled into this shit, man. I don't know. I just stumbled into this shit because I couldn't make it work as like an effeminate guy or something. I don't even know anymore because it was a long time ago. People don't understand how long ago it was that I transitioned. And then ask me like think it's some kind of gotcha, some kind of own to be like, who were you transition? Yeah. People change their minds in life. Man. Like what am I supposed to? This is a huge part of the problem, I think. It's just that people are being expected to disbelieve their ears and eyes. And I just don't think people are happy with that in general. It's bad enough when someone at least makes an effort, but there's things about them that kind of don't add up. But when it's stuff like this... Sorry, Tiny Tim just fucking sent me.
Rights are, and if you're going to run a business, you should know what rights are.
And what right is that? The right to get your nails done? What about her rights? Her rights
Clown rights are human rights. Clown rights are human rights. Anyway.
to feeling safe. Her rights to being able to choose her clientele. They are allowed to decline clients if they feel unsafe. That goes for pretty much any field where you're working closely with clients.
We just want to live.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to understand, like, business's rights very well, interestingly, but okay. What rights does this person want? To deny biology and to be affirmed as the woman he is not, clearly.
Our life happy, just like the rest of us.
Carrie works in a small private business as the only employee, knowing that
Only employee, fucking hell, like... Let's make it even worse. She's the only person in there, like, alone with you. And you're acting this way about this. Oh my god.
Kristen is transgender does not change the fact she does not feel safe and secure in a room alone with her without others around. McFadden also says McKay is often standing on the street near where she parks her car and was uneasy when she showed up to her work. Meanwhile, McKay has now filed a complaint with the PEI Human Rights Commission.
So this man is harassing.
Yeah, that sounds disturbing. And now we'll get a bunch of people to feel sorry for us because they think that caring about transphobia, even when no transphobia occurred, makes them a good person. Again, I did not transition because I wanted to gaslight the entire fucking world. You know what I mean? This shit's gone way too far.
A woman who is essentially probably working out of her own home, who is being stalked by him now. He is stalking her. He is harassing her. You can tell because they never really want to put someone in context. They want to put a reporter next to him so you can see exactly how big and lumbering he is. But he is very much male framed and he is harassing her and
yeah, even with the quality you can see that. Listen, it's fucking freezing in here. Let me just try and do something about it. I'll be back in like 1 minute. Like Claire Lobelia only discovered her channel 2 weeks ago and now she's gone. Yeah. I mean, I think for me it was about 6 months ago or something. But like I've watched quite a few of her videos and in general I agree with the stuff she says. I think she was very smart, you know.
he is making her feel unsafe. But of course, her rights to feeling safe do not matter in the light of his feelings.
Oh, Yuki, I haven't checked yet, but I'll check.
Because male feelings are far more important than female safety.
So I'm leaving the spa that I've been coming to for like 8 years. And I know I look upset, and it's because I am.
I've seen this. This is what happens when you like pull normal people into our weird shit. I think I remember this.
This spa. It's called Island Spa and Sauna. It's in Edison, New Jersey. I've been coming here for 8 years. This is like my place of refuge. It's where I come to relax after like a crazy week or after a very stressful incident, or where I come to just clear my mind, you know, like, and just, yeah. In this spa, there's like a Korean bathhouse. In this bathhouse, there's like hot tubs, a cold tub, showers, a place where you would get body scrubs.
By the way, how often do we hear it? And it's like Korean spas and stuff like that, you know, other cultures that ironically white people are like forcing their culture onto. It's bizarre.
Saunas and stuff. My typical routine is to come in, soak in the hot tub, go get a massage, come back, soak in the hot tub.
Oh yeah, Nick, I think I probably saw the same video. I watched it. I don't know if it was on stream or not, but yeah, I saw a Brad Palumbo video about that.
Go have lunch. Then maybe like I might do a body scrub, I might not. After lunch, I might soak in the hot tub, get in the sauna, and then leave. That's my typical routine. And in this Korean bathhouse, everyone is completely naked. So there's a side for men that you can enter through the men's locker room, and they have their own side with their own hot tubs and stuff. And then there's a women's side, which you can enter through our locker room, and it's
Can you guess what's gonna happen?
Only women in there. So today I come in, I soak, I go get my massage, I get ready to go back into the like bathhouse for women, and I walk in and I see a penis and chest hair and a low haircut. So I freak out and I run out. And I go to the people that work there. I'm like, oh my goodness, I think somebody came into the wrong side or something. There's a man in there. Now there's also all women working in there. So they all look at me in discomfort, and you can tell they're embarrassed, and they're just like, it's a trans woman. So now I'm in shock. Sorry. Another
thing, I didn't transition for any of this kind of shit. I don't know why you would do this as like a trans woman. It's just mad to me.
I'm in shock because this person saw me completely naked, you know, without my consent. And I don't even know if I should call it a trans woman, because it looked like a straight up man. I'm talking chest hair, a low cut, a very big penis, like, and was older in age, so he clearly like had to be in his 40s.
And this ultimately is the reason why I still rally against this stuff, why I'm losing my patience, because there are a lot of people who claim ignorance.
Real pattern of imposing women from ethnic minorities. Hey, maybe, but it's like, it's fucked up. Like, we're the ones who love to complain about white people, but then we're the ones doing that shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Ignorance. I just didn't look into it. They just want to be included. And the thing is, if you actually listen to women's side of the argument, if you actually experience this firsthand, it shatters. The fantasy shatters.
Yeah, that woman you're listening to, that we were just listening to, is that transphobic? I don't hear transphobia there at all.
Just because you imagine the perfect victim, the perfect trans-identified male, as being this twink with the full, complete, hairless package, fake boobs, inverted penis, the majority of them are not like that. The majority of experiences have been like this for so many women. And the thing is, they're not even allowed to question it. Because the truth is, you can't tell the difference between a trans woman and just a man who's a pervert, because there is no difference. If they say they're a woman under trans ideology, they're a woman. And in this case, it's shocking. It's disturbing. You don't know the history of every woman who's going to be exposed to that. And
listen, you can like split the difference. Just let me hear that again quickly.
Ideology, they're a woman.
Like, you can split the difference and say things like self-ID make it more easy for those kinds of people to do what they want. And you can say that without saying that most trans people are fucking sexual predators or anything. I don't believe that's true at all, that that's what most trans people are like. But you have to be able to understand that self-ID is kind of necessarily making it a little bit easier for these people, and that they've got legal backing to do half the shit they're doing now, which is terrifying. Like, we must be able to come to some kind of fucking consensus, at least there. You know what I mean?
And in this case, it's shocking. It's disturbing. You don't know the history of every woman who's going to be exposed to that. And of course, no one is taking the consent of every woman in that room to be exposed to man penis, to his lecherous gaze, to the fact that he's undoubtedly getting off on the experience of infringing upon boundaries. And the result of it is when a woman comes out and tries to complain, because, you know, we have segregated bathrooms for a reason, because there is a risk of sexual assault, and there's a vulnerability in being
already committing a sex crime, flashing, voyeurism, yeah. And the thing is, flashing generally leads to worse shit, you know what I mean?
nude. There's a vulnerability of being, when you're changing clothes, that, you know, women, you don't have to explain this. Shouldn't have to explain this. This is the thing that's taught to all of us. And you go to complain, and they tell you you're the bad guy because you were offended by this penis in your space, and you assume the worst. But in your
child murderer, what's their name? I don't think I talked about that. Cynthia China Blast. I mean, if that's not a trans name, then who fucking knows? Then what is? And this is from 2014. I've not spoken about this. I spoke about the organization that's decided to attach itself to Marsha P. Johnson's legacy. They were defending Jaya Cruz. I've never heard of this person. Yeah, well anyway.
years past, if there was a male and a female space, you could assume the worst. Now you're being told to ignore that instinct, to ignore that intuition, because he has gender feelings, and the law says if you say female, you're a woman.
Oh yeah, X-Team. Okay, I understand.
And you can tell the spa workers are like torn because you could tell they're uncomfortable, and he's walking around, you know, penis swinging, and they're like, well, if someone identifies as a trans person, we legally can't make them leave.
Like, that's messed up. I'm sorry. How can you have like a male and a female section of a spa when now legally people can just cross over however they feel and fuck anyone who has a problem with it?
So I'm crying at this point. I'm crying at this point because at that point,
I don't think anyone believes that most MTFs are predatory. Well, not anyone sensible. I'm sure you get extremoid idiots that do. Are you still listening, Ivy Burrows? This is where we get into the how come it's not transphobia, in fact? Just a similar rate to males overall. That is true. Arguably a somewhat higher rate because access to female spaces will attract most predators, but not most. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And like things like self-ID, unfortunately, make it easier. Well, hi Zesty. Hope you're good.
I've been coming here for 8 years, and this is one of my safe spaces, like where I go to like unwind and everything. And it's like just that quick, my safe space just became unsafe. And I almost felt like, I don't know, I'm trying to wrap my head around my feelings.
Anyone else that's like transitioned that doesn't hear that and think, this has got fuck all to do with why I transition. I don't want any of this shit. But unfortunately, it seems like plenty of us do want this kind of shit, so I don't know what to think anymore. Because people will defend this kind of thing. And like, it's just indefensive. Like, why? Why not just leave it alone? You're one of her friends in a Modern server. I didn't know her personally, to be clear. I've watched a bunch of her videos, and I think her content's really good. But yeah, thank you for coming along. Appreciate it.
Feelings. I kind of feel like something very private to me was taken from me without my consent. And when I say something very private, meaning my body, like I shouldn't have to be in spaces where men have full access to me naked without my consent, and vice versa. So I'm crying and
well, here's the thing. The existence of trans women brings up a whole lot of issues around like how women and men use spaces and how there's differences that sometimes mean that they need to be separate. As a trans woman, I've received more death threats and harassment from trans people than I ever did from the far right. Yeah, same fucking hell. I don't really get death threats. I've only had one death threat, and that was from another trans person. And that was that Max person, which I don't even know where to begin explaining that if you don't know who I'm talking about. I had this quote-unquote debate with something called the Queer Gossip. And they weren't very happy with how this debate went, because mostly they were just screaming at me, and I was just like, okay, sure, whatever. And then they made a review, a month later, going back over it, which, very insecure, but sure. And this guy's being like, oh, I hope you die and stuff. It's like, oh my God. I didn't realize I got under your skin this badly. But yeah, it doesn't actually happen very often. People show up to my thing to call me transphobic now and then without bothering to understand a single thing about me. But it is what it is,
The manager, you could tell, very apologetic. They feel bad because they're like, legally, New Jersey law.
Alec Gunter's advice to this woman would be deal with it. Yes. There's a Xanderhal video where he says something like, oh, women that have had bad experiences have been raped, fuck yourselves, trans rights matter more, or something. Like, I have it, it's one of my older videos now, but I paraphrased it on the thumbnail and everything. Disgusting thing to say. And male trans allies seem to be all down with that kind of thing. I think a lot of them just hate women. And male women are more like, they're more okay with them or something. But hey, I'm extrapolating, to be clear. I don't know that Xanderhal hates women. I don't know that Alec Gunter or Javan Bradley or anyone else hate women. It's just quite easy to make that through line. So,
There's nothing we could do. So they're like, we'll comp your admission fee and we'll comp your food, but we'll just charge you for your massage. So I immediately get dressed and I leave, and I'm at the front desk and I'm embarrassed that I'm crying because I'm like, this shouldn't feel this intrusive, but I felt like, I don't know.
Is this a transphobe, or is this what happens when normal people get put into these situations against their will? You know what I mean? I didn't hear any transphobia here whatsoever.
I felt embarrassed because we're kind of conditioned to feel like, oh, everything's transphobic. Me even feeling this way is transphobic. But I was very, very uncomfortable. And I just feel like I have the right to feel that way. So I don't know. I don't know if I have $500 with the gift cards here. I come here, like I said, I've been coming here consistently for 8 years. I come here, I do my yoga when they have yoga sessions. So it's just, I don't know. help me to wrap my head around this, guys. Like, am I bugging right now?
You know, I guess all I can do, I don't know what happened coming from this. I hope this kind of person isn't like forced into a belief that she's somehow wrong in this, because she's not. You can't help how you feel. Like, it's what trans people say all the time. It's the same for these people. They can't help how they feel when they go somewhere and see a fucking naked man in front of them where they weren't expecting one. And yes, I'm calling a trans woman a man. Fucking cope on it. Fucking deal with it. Alec and Zan are weak men, arguably more dangerous than misogynists. Yeah, fucking true, yeah. Is what it is. Neither of them could hack it being right-wing, so they became left-wing, and now they're riding that gravy train all the way to hell.
There are a million examples out there. A million. I could find so many hours full of TikToks, and that's why this channel still has so many. Every video I pull through new TikToks. I never run out because there are so many cases of stupidity, of ignorance, of circular
The sick and sad part is questioning herself. Yeah, I agree. Fucking hell.
reasoning, of heartbreak and boundary breaking, just like this. And it's so very difficult to remain calm, composed, forgiving, kind in the face of the reality of this. Earlier this year, in February, my cousin died in a car accident. He hit an icy patch, his car caught fire, and he was dead instantly. And I distinctly remember the sense of wrongness when I came home that day. There was toast left on the table, and my mother never leaves anything out. But they didn't know what it was
God, this family.
until later when my dad called and unceremoniously told me that the kid I grew up with had died, aged 19. And that night, normally I cooked, but we went out for dinner, for whatever reason, to a sports bar. And I hate crying in public. I don't know about you, but I hate the vulnerability of crying in front of other people, period. So, as I struggled not to cry at the dinner table, I went to the women's bathroom. And inside the bathroom, there were voices. I'm sitting in a stall, stifling down sobs, and just outside, I hear a man and a woman conversing, joking, making little sexy jokes to each other in the women's bathroom. And there was such a sense of being impeded upon and having some unspoken but previously there boundaries shattered.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it is for people. Just the fact that there's like a male person in a women's space. Just the fact that there's a kind of unspoken like boundary that's been broken. That can be enough, because if they're willing to do that, what else are they willing to do? So I don't know, I try and understand like where women are coming from with this shit.
Because yes, we didn't interact. I didn't see him. But the fact was, I knew that I wasn't alone, that I was there in the presence of a man. And I'm sorry, some people will not understand that, will not understand why it bothered me so much that there was a man in that space, and it probably wouldn't have bothered me as much if there was a woman. But it did. And that situation is one that we see so many women face, be it in dressing rooms, changing rooms, gyms, spas, everywhere. There's no escaping this. Turn on the TV, can't escape it. Open up social media, can't escape it. Try to read a damn book, can't escape it. This stuff is everywhere. There is no escape from this problem. And yet they want to call us obsessed for being angered, for being emotional, for being tired. Well, I admit to it. I'm tired, and I'm angry. This, dear viewers, is where we part. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this topic. I know that this is a kind of a weird tonal video. Normally the TikTok reviews tend to be more angry or humorous themed, but this is something that's been on my mind recently, especially as we're coming up on the anniversary of my cousin's death. Of course, because...
Oh, this is like haunting. Jesus.
I see videos like this all the time. I've essentially made a side hustle, a semi-career out of this content. And when I talk about this with friends, with family, when I try to log on and read fan fiction, try to scroll through Tumblr and look at Transformers, oh, there's a penis. I want to read a horror book. Oh,
You told Leon Thomas's teammates they were uncomfortable with his dong. They'd be provided with psychological support. Shit, really? Fucking hell. I need to hear more of like what Riley Gaines has said. All I ever hear is like everyone shitting on her constantly. I guess she's the sports punching bag. You've got Blair White, the actual trans punching bag. There's like so many of them, you know? It sucks.
trans. I want to watch a movie or a TV show, even those for kids. It's there. I want to just have a lesbian-only event, and I'm being told I'm the bigot. It's such a tiring fight, and it's one that, if you're into this topic, if you care about women's rights, you can't exactly put down. You focus on other topics, and they're all depressing to their own various degrees. But in the Western world, how can you fight for women if you can't even...
You fell asleep watching and missed this part, like, Jesus Christ.
define women as a class? You can't set down this topic until it's settled. Anyhow, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
There we go. Runaway Siren 940, rest in peace.